I'm your host, Annie Bowles, and this is News du Jour. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the News du Jour. So I do have a couple of announcements here at the top. First up, next week, I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew I will be taking off 2 days for American Thanksgiving. So you will have normal episodes through Wednesday. But Thursday and Friday, I will be off for the holiday. Thank you guys for your understanding. I need breaks too. Also, I wanted to let you guys know on a more fun note, our merch will be having a Black Friday sale that will run all weekend through Cyber Monday. So definitely help support us as a small business. And if you enjoy what we do, every dollar goes into making this production the best that it can be. So definitely consider getting some merch and be on the lookout for that discount code on Friday. So first up today, we're going to discuss NASA's latest launch. So after many delays from weather and technical issues, NASA finally got their Artemis moon rocket launched. This spacecraft will not have any human beings aboard, but it will be going to the moon and back, literally. This will hopefully give us more answers to the questions that scientists have about the moon. The Artemis will seek to explore mysteries such as the polar regions, craters, and do some testing for future journeys to the moon that will be, human explorations. NASA has spent about $40 billion, you guys, to get this baby off the ground. So this is a big deal and hopefully will provide us with some big answers about the moon. So next up for today, we're discussing Ivanka Trump breaking from her father. So Ivanka Trump has now put out a statement making it very clear that she will not have anything to do with her father's latest bid for the White House. Her statement read, quote, "I love my father very much. This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward, I will do so outside of the political arena. I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people, and I will always be proud of many of our administration's accomplishments." End quote. Interesting how she said many of our administration's accomplishments, not all of our administration's accomplishments. That's an important and very careful way to word things. Ivanka was an actual member of Trump's administration. She worked for the administration during his time in office, and now she literally wants nothing to do with the campaign at all. This is a very notable shift, and it feels like now that he's not set up for a W, she doesn't want mud on her own face. Or did things veer too far off the rails for her on January 6th? Because a lot of people said, she was trying to get in touch with her father and have him call things off, and he wasn't listening to her, that was a big day of sort of confrontation between the two of them. But who can really say? She is certainly putting distance between herself and her father's political ambitions, which means that cracks are starting to show from within the Trump camp, not just from what the former president deems as outside, outlandish, Democratic witch hunts or conspiracies. And again, this is a notable shift. That said, we do have to discuss Republicans taking the House. So as you've likely heard, and as we projected on here, the Republicans have taken the House. They hit the 218 seats needed to have a majority. Although it will be a small one, it looks like it's going to be 221 to 214. But that still gives them a fighting chance to block much of President Biden's agenda, and it prevents the Democrats from having all-out control of every body of government. Additionally, now that Nancy Pelosi's party is out of power in the House, she has decided to take this time to step down from her leadership role for the Democrats. She will still be a member of Congress, of course, and be running around on Capitol Hill, but she will not be seeking a leadership role. This is a huge moment in history because she was the first female Speaker of the House and has been in that role for quite some time now. So she's a legendary person in her own right, and you can learn more about that on NPR's Politics podcast. Not Up First, but they have a politics podcast where they dive really deep into particular topics, and they just kind of did an ode to Nancy Pelosi and talked about her many accomplishments, so you can do a deep dive there. And lastly, Taylor Swift breaks Ticketmaster and a record. So Taylor Swift has got to be pretty used to breaking records at this point. She has set her sight on so many lofty goals and broke down so many barriers for female artists. She just announced her first tour in a while called the Eras Tour, where she will essentially play music from all of her different albums that represent all of the different eras in her life and career. And it was pretty much a thing online that Swifties everywhere were taking to the internet to try to secure their tickets as soon as they went on pre-sale. Like, to the extent where I saw reels from like people I know where they like buckled their laptop into the seat next to them in the car as they were driving to work so they could pull over if the tickets went on sale while they were driving to work. That's the level of dedication we're looking at here, you guys. And let's just say they crashed it. They crashed things. Not only that, but because literally millions of people, if not more than that, showed up to try and buy tickets, there were many people who walked away empty-handed because of technical glitches. It even prompted people like AOC and other lawmakers to take to Twitter complaining that Ticketmaster has been a monopoly for some time now. And the complaints actually go back to 1994 against Ticketmaster when Pearl Jam first filed a complaint against the company. It's kind of common knowledge that it's a monopoly, and yet no one does anything about it when it comes to these potential antitrust concerns. It seems like a lot of the problem with the website crashing was scalpers trying to get in there first, buy up tickets, and then resell them at higher price points. But regardless, there were 3.5 billion system requests on that website, and it just was not set up to accommodate this. Additionally, some of the scalped tickets that were sold are now selling for as much as $76,000 for one ticket. That is insane. Also, something interesting is that they had to cancel the regular sale. Like, pre-sale bought all of the tickets, so they never even went on sale to the general public, which is insane. Yeah, Swifties are hardcore. What can you say? I don't know if I fully fall into that category, but I really enjoy her music. And so it's just been so fascinating to watch the dedication at which people are pursuing these tickets. Anyway, for the week, that is the news du jour. Today, I wanted to leave you guys with the quote, "Beware, for I am fearless, and therefore I am powerful." If you enjoyed this episode, please consider becoming a patron of our podcast. For $7.99 a month, you can unlock tons of perks like breaking news text messages so that you're never out of the loop. Tons of bonus episodes are already up there ready for you to binge, and a discussion board full of networking opportunities and much more. Go to www.patreon.com/sugarfree media today to become a patron. This is the best way to support our show. Our patrons make News du Jour possible. But a couple other ways to support our podcast are rate and review on whatever podcast platform you use to listen, share on your social media, you have influence, tell your friends, family, and colleagues that you love News du Jour and why you listen. You can also follow us on social media under sugarfreemedia.co on Instagram, just Sugarfree Media, all one word, on TikTok, and sugarfree_media on Twitter. We also have a weekend newsletter called Dreamers Digest that's full of dreamy content recommendations for your weekend and a life update from yours truly. Sign up today on our website, www.sugarfreemedia.co. Our music is by Joey Lavoie and Nicholas Foster. Our cover art is by Hannah Pierce Photography. Our Sugar Free Media logo is by Catherine Jezik Designs. Any twinkling or little footsteps you might hear in the background are by my dog, Rhett. He's a rescue pup and always records with me. We appreciate you listening and look forward to telling you about the news again next time on News du Jour.
Broadcasting from Oklahoma.